You still think pricing is about skill. It's about who refuses to get underpaid.
The project was worth maybe 20 million. And I think I got not more than 200,000.
That gap is where value starts getting rewritten.
But the clients came back. This time, are you too expensive for me?
She didn't change the work. She changed what she was willing to admit it was worth. And that's where the pattern becomes obvious.
I left Wakanembia, we'll send you money. Simu azishikwi, texts are not being replied. I've already done the site visit now. I need to eat. I need to find a place to stay.
Suddenly, delivery doesn't guarantee payment. And that's where everything stops being negotiable.
I stopped working to be paid kitambo sana. I am paid to work. You pay first and then we work.
That's not confidence. That's experience. Welcome to Interior Design and Money. Hi guys, welcome to Interior Design and Money, the show where we talk honestly about design careers, business, and the money lessons behind the work. Today, I have Karara, who was here on episode 4 of season 1. Mpaka nachanganyikiwa. Yeah, of classroom versus experience. She told us how she switched from structural engineering into interior design and all the lessons in between. And now I'm so honored to have you on stage.
Thank you. Thank you for having me. This is such a great space to be in. I cannot wait to see what we're going to be diving into today.
People have been telling me, the guests that I've been trying to reach out to have been telling me that they're scared about having this conversation because it's sensitive money. You know, they either don't want to embarrass other people or embarrass themselves. What do you think?
I think shame is just a mentality and some of us don't have it. And either way, some people will need to learn from our mistakes. We've seen that in season 1. If you were able to watch all the episodes, you'll be able to take lessons where you didn't have to really learn them yourself. So this time, if it's about money, let's talk about it. We can't always shy away from money. You know what? These are topics that need to be discussed. And the more we discuss it, the more we're going to be able to grow in terms of pricing, in terms of how we're going to be handling clients and all that. So me, I'm ready to
You're
dive in.
ready?
Yeah.
Hiya. First of all, now that you're speaking about classroom versus experience, if you haven't watched it, after this episode, go watch. Let me ask, what was your first, do you remember how much your first project was? How much it paid? First gig or project, either as a side hustle or as a real thing?
The one where I was working under someone or by
No,
myself.
you. Karara peke yake standing with 2 feet.
I remember how much the project was worth, and I remember how much I undercharged it. So I'm very embarrassed to actually say it out loud. It's such a disappointment.
Ebu sema ndio tukuchekelee pamoja. 1, 2, 3. It was?
The project was worth maybe 20 million. And I think I got not more than 200,000. Yeah. I was just happy to be there. I was just happy that they chose me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm so embarrassed, but the clients came back. But this time I knew my worth and I said a certain figure and he was like, no, you're too expensive for me. I was like, ulishanikulia mbeleni, mbona unataka kunikulia tena sai? Yeah, I did a good job. That's why you're back. So at least this time pay me my worth. But then again, you have to respect them.
Yeah, also, we didn't proceed.
No, we didn't. No, say I have boundaries. Yeah.
I struggle with answering this question, even as the one who set the questions. I struggle with answering it because there's a point where I was employed and I was doing side hustles. And you know, with side hustles, unafanya kidogo hapa, unafanya drawing hapa, unafanya. So I also don't know how to answer. Actually, for the next guest, what am I asking them? After ametoka amenza kampuni yake ama any hustle that you've been paid as you? How do you think?
I think both of them are different because when it's a side hustle, you just want to make kidogo money. But when you're out there solo, now you're starting to think about the office overruns, you're starting to think about your employees. So charging is going to be different as much as both of them have lessons. They can answer both.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let me answer mine. It's even more embarrassing.
What happened?
Akina msinichekelee Mungu, tunatokanga mbali. Mine was 100K. And for context, I did that work for a year.
Don't tell me it's the one where you went to China, you were traveling. It's that one?
Yes, I was paid 100K. And leave alone, I was not even paid a deposit. I was paid the 100K after a year.
that is the money you're waiting for an entire year.
An entire year. You at
That
least
one was episode 1. I listened to episode 1 and I was like, you started off really well. I was like, this girl, 1 million for pockets.
100K. And now let me just tell people reality on the ground. Sometimes you'll see people traveling for work and nini. It is separate things. Admire me if I'm going on vacation. Don't admire me when I'm going for work, because work
is
and vacation
different.
are completely different things. Me, I've traveled to so many countries for work, but sometimes if you're looking at, because that's paid separately.
Yes.
Like the
Clients
ticket is
sort
paid,
it
the accommodation is paid. You just need to
Yeah.
show up with your suitcase and passport.
Yeah.
Your food is paid for. If, like, for
Everything.
example, for most of my clients, I just do room service and stuff, and I just sign. Me, I leave. How you pay is your problem.
business.
But pesa yangu kwa mfukoni pesa ngapi?
That's what people don't realize, actually.
Yeah. Pesa yangu
Traveling for work and traveling for your own furaha yako is totally different.
But now when I think about it, I didn't also mind it at the time. You know why? Because one, I had just quit employment and I had no plan of working. I was so burnt out. So I'd left employment to take a break. And then as I'm leaving, I'm just getting something. I'm like, okay. So two things. One, I got something to just pass that year as I was trying to figure myself out. Secondly, I got to travel. It was my first time traveling alone abroad.
I can imagine how exciting that was.
I was so excited. And then thirdly, this was China. Everyone talks about China. I really wanted to see the way people say, hey, China, kila kitu ni cheap, kila kitu ni cheap. And then also that myth was busted when I went there. I was like, kila kitu si cheap. So we can laugh about it now. There are some things I took away from it, but yeah, first project, that was how much it was. Higher. Another one. Do you remember the first time you turned down work?
I can never forget that day. Let me tell you, construction has humbled me. Construction has humbled me so much to a point where I have been bedridden for 2 weeks. Ulcers, inataka kunimaliza, it wants to kill me.
Allah.
So this time I get a project, another one. It was, we were doing the interior finishes, furnishing, swimming pool. So that project would have been worth close to 40-50 million. This client wants it done in 2 months, in less than 2 months. I was like, yes, I love money. Yes, I want people to see that I'm doing big projects. I want to make the money. I want this. But remembering the last project, ilinifanyia, I was like, I tried talking to the client. I'm like, this is what we can do in this timeline.
It's
like, no.
unrealistic.
I want to sell it. I already have sellers. Sasa naekwa kwa meeting with the people who want to buy the house.
You're not
like showing me like, yes, the money is there. I was like,
it's not a money issue.
It's not a money issue, because when this thing goes wrong, you won't even remember. Ila rakolukwa na sasa itakuwa it's DCI, it's police, it's give me back my money, all that. And I really didn't want it to get there. So yeah, it gets to a point where the money is not important. And if you really love your craft, you want to do a good job as well, because you want these clients to return. You want them to refer you to other people. If you do a bad job, it will be your first and your last, and word goes around really fast.
Yeah.
Soon enough, no one will be contacting you for any job. Watch hata hizo za millions, even the ones for hundreds of thousands. Hautazipata.
Hata ile 100K.
Hautaipata. Yeah.
So you hapo na hapo, you didn't even start.
No, I told him what I'll do, I'll give you the renders. The renders, we can do it in 2 weeks. He was like, okay. But then he kept changing. That's another thing. Changing. After some point, I just told him, I don't think, I have a lot of work at the time, and I don't think I'll be able to prioritize yours. So kindly, let me refer you to someone else. Ndo tuachane tu na amani. So when he gets another project, which he has time, you can always come back. I managed nimekata kazi yako. Hii tu ndo siwezani nayo. Yeah.
Hii moja tu.
Yeah.
Aya, do you remember your first salary as an interior designer, not as...
It was 40,000.
Ulikuwa unalipa vizuri. Mimi hata sitaki kujua. Anyway.
It was 40,000, but now ulikuwa unaifanyia kazi. It was not free.
Mbona kuna kazi unafanya for free?
No, like interior design, I always say it's way more fun than what I was doing in engineering, but then it's not like the 9 to 5. This one you'll be working up to midnight. Sometimes you don't even sleep. Sometimes I was doing even 48 hours on a single project. Because funny thing, how do all these projects have a very tight deadline?
All of them.
Yeah. Is it that the watu wanakujanga last minute, they want a quick fix or something, or was it that my employers were not clear with the process?
And they don't want the agency fee. They don't want to pay that ile agent here, make the timeline shorter. They don't want to pay.
Yeah. So mine was 40,000, and we used to stay late nights, and I used to travel as well. I was very excited about traveling, but the only thing that they catered for was the tickets and the accommodation. Like you'd get there, you're so broke.
Wait, who's paying for the food?
Me.
They're giving you
So Shafika side.
Wait, unapewa do?
No.
Ujipange?
Yeah.
No.
If you were in Nairobi, sungekuwa unakula bado. In your house, you cook.
Yeah,
I think that was their mentality or something.
But kwangu kama nilikuwa naenda kula mboga.
Those are the things. Now, this was, I think it was their first company, and they weren't in the industry for very long, but they used to get really good projects. So I used to tell them, by the way, kuna kwanga na allowance, kuna travel allowance, and like, we'll think about it. So ushatumwa, unaambiwa like tomorrow there's a client in Mombasa na kungoja, and you're excited. Okay, air ticket nini unapata. Ushalipiwa cab ikutwe kwa airport or SGR, ushapelekwa kwa hotel room, and then you call them and you're like, I need a food allowance, I need this. Hapo sasa ndo simu hazishikwi.
You're playing.
Texts are not being replied.
Because when you're traveling, just for context, it's not like we are just complaining, but for context, food when you're traveling is not the same, should I say, amount when you're eating at home. Because let's put for context, at home maybe you're shopping, weekly shopping, let's say.
Yeah.
You're doing your meal prep or mnapika, as a family and whatever. Ukienda out, ata ujui the next place, you'll go and eat just the easiest place.
Yes.
You get, maybe if, let's say for context, you use, how much do I put now in a week? Let's say for context, let's say...
Something fair, 2,000-3,000.
So let's say 3,000 bob. If you use 3,000 bob a week, there you may use the 3,000 bob in a day because that's the nearest place, that's the food that's available. By day 3, ndo unaanza kuwa mwenyeji, you start knowing, this is a place where other people eat. But you've already spent 9K
Absolutely.
in like the 3 days. You get, so take this, please advocate for yourselves. Actually, I had another project. I want to say timelines because mtu atajua ni gani. And as we were negotiating the contract, on my place I'd mentioned everything travel related and whatever travel expenses, including travel visa, travel insurance, what you're paying for.
Yes, absolutely.
Then they're like, no, as we pay for travel expenses, but we don't pay for food. So I'm like, what do you mean? Which travel expenses are those you're paying for? Because I already said travel expenses including airfare, visa, whatever,
insurance,
like that. So which other ones are there? If you're saying we don't pay for that, but we pay for others, you get, I've already listed the ones that are there. You get, then it's like, no, me, that's too much headache. I don't want to deal with that. I was like, no, there's no way I'm going to another country or I'm going to another city and I'm trying to figure out, like, why?
Nitaanzia wapi?
No.
I think those are things people learn along the way.
Yeah, so you have to advocate for yourself. You have to advocate. And me, I think I was a little bit lucky because by the time I was starting my farm, I had been employed. So I already knew this is how it goes. You don't leave the country, you don't leave the office without pesa mkononi. You have to live with it.
Now I know.
Yeah, don't wait to call from there. Musiambo ati tutakupanga mbele. No, don't ever leave the country. Actually, don't ever leave the country or the city without your hotel ticket in hand. You're not at nani atakuonyesha. Don't ever do that.
First time I went to Uganda, I was at the mercy of the taxi driver. I left Wakanembia, we'll send you money. See, it's Uganda, you can use your card, your Visa card, all that. I was at the mercy of the taxi driver. Same employer, Simo Azishikwi, texts are not being replied. I've already done the site visit, I've already taken the measurements, I've already started drawing now. I need to eat. I need to find a place to stay. The basic things that we're sorting it out. Kumbe pia wako Google wanatafuta like that.
Do not.
Guys, learn from our mistakes.
Tip. Don't live without your accommodation. Yani hotel si utaambiwa, utaonyeshwa na nani. Whoever is on the other side, wakutumie ndio hii hapa. You also
everything has been confirmed.
Yeah, everything confirmed. And you also need to give those details to someone else back at home. Please, don't just travel kimalamala. Like for me, I send and I show my husband, by the way, if anything, niko kwa hii hotel. It's not about being managed or being, the people feel like you're being fuatiliwa sana. It's not being controlled. You have to take care of yourselves. Sometimes things go wrong. And then who are you calling? Where are they starting to look for you in the whole China or in a whole Dubai, uko Mombasa, So ticket, number 1, have it kwa mkono yako. Have your own passport. No one to ever carry for you your passport.
Absolutely.
Have money. Kama mmeelewana per day is this amount. Kwa mkono yako ama kwa M-Pesa. Wewe mwenyewe, si mtu mwingine amekubebea.
Money that's not in your pockets is not useful.
Unless the person that is supposed to pay is seated with you and going with you.
Hapa ndo anasemanga akisimama unasimama naye.
Unasimama kwa like msa anaweza niacha. Yeah, because for me, most of the time, we usually just operate like that. Most of my clients actually tunaenda nao. Mimi na tumeelewana, I'll just sign off. Utalipa baadaye. I'm not dealing with this helter-skelter, a headache. No.
Yeah.
Sawa, mkwe wajanja nyinyi. Haya. Let me ask. Do you know when you made your first million? Let me start. Have you made your first million?
Yes, I did.
Do you know when?
Yes. I was 23 and this wasn't planned. I wasn't like working hard to make my first million. I was assaulted on site and it worked in my favor. Yeah.
It worked in your favor, meaning?
It works in my favor. So I was working as an assistant site engineer at the time and I was supervising work. We have rules when you're supervising, and this subcontractor wanted to make his money fast and he was doing the wrong thing. It was like a masonry subcontract. And normally unajenganga like kosaba and then unaimwagia maji and then you can proceed the next day. Alikuwa anakimbiza, and then this is like a 12-story building. So I told him, stop the work, we're going to demolish what's not right. This man decided to slap me on site. Pa, pa, pa. Tried to push me off the 7th floor. We were on the 7th floor at that time.
What?
Yes. Went to the police. Very useless people. I'm not even ashamed of saying it. He had gotten there before me. Went to the police. He'd gotten there before me. He said that I assaulted him. So your story, Shaisha. Madam, we're going to take your fingerprints. And then you see you're young. You're never going to get work. This man is old. He's not looking for work. So what are you going to do? Are you going to settle? Mimi na ujinga yangu at 23, instead of settling for money, I wanted an apology. Yes, that's what I wanted to be told sorry because of emotions. We go back to the but luckily it still worked in my favor. We go back to site. At that time, the contractor doesn't know that my father is an accountant for the project. He's one of the accountants. No one wants to tell my dad what's happening, and they're telling me, shh, shh, shh. No, the contractor is like, shh, don't tell. If you start speaking, no one gets paid. I keep quiet, and then now the project manager, at least he ndo alikuwa mkali, and he was like, you know what, you cannot physically assault an employee. Ashaleta contract, he wants to be paid. Ashaleta akoneo kiburi. He's the guy with the money at that point. Project manager is like, you're not the only supplier wa mawe Nairobi. You're not the only subcontractor we can get. You're fired with immediate effect. Contractor, find someone else to do it. Contractor is Chinese. Atanza kutafuta mtu mwingine wapi. Aliniambia, you understand work? Yes. You can do work? Yes. They'll buy the mawe. I find fundis, I supervise them, and that's how I made my million.
Yeah.
So
after kukulama slabs.
Pa, pa, pa. Yo, mjango.
It's funny that we can laugh about it now.
I always tell people, try me now. I will not cry and I will not want an apology.
Pesa.
Not money. Tunangushana hapo kwanza. Pesa baadaye. Mjango, when people say lamba simiti roho yako ikauke, it's true. We don't have time for tears. We deal with you. Hapo. I have seen things.
Lamba simiti roho yako ikauke. I love it.
Yo.
We are supposed to be crying on this episode.
You live, you learn, and you become bolder, literally.
Mtanisame na yo shameless laughing.
Yeah, so that's how you made my first million.
Aya. Let me take you to another direction. Yeah. Have you ever had a situation where you had a pricing boundary and then you tried to enforce it and then it backfired?
Have I ever had such a situation? No, I don't think so. I think I've always been very direct with how I price things from the beginning. Maybe in a case where the client wants to like get a discount or something, and I'm like, yes, obviously the price is negotiable. It's not written on stone, but hatuwezi pitisha hapa. And if you're not able to come to like an agreement, well and good. But yeah.
Yeah. Higher. what's the now still on this? What's your go-to sentence or phrase that you use to defend your rates? Like, let's say you say, if ni kufanya hii kazi ni let's say 100k, tutumia 100k yangu, si ndio? Hapana Karara, nini mi siwezi, hiyo ni pesa mingi sana. Hey, what's your go-to rate?
How to show people like this is value for your money. I don't have like a specific line. What I have known is how to speak to clients like they're my friend. I learn what you like. Each client is different. I learn what you like, what you don't like, and I'll start. Is it like shifting into your friend, how you'd speak to your friend? So by the time we're getting to the price, me by the if you hear a conversation with my clients, most of the time nakwanga nikicheka.
But Karara, hiyo ni stage gani? Because pricing is at the beginning. Atujuani, you don't know Abigail. You don't know me.
You see, this project, this is not a buy a dress, buy tunamalizana hapo. This is something that's going to take 6 months to 1 year. The client wants to trust you with their money. So they have to feel safe. Before you get to price, they need to feel safe. Like, mtu tunampea pesa tuko sawa. Clients are ready to spend, but they have to feel safe.
So for context, okay, I've realized what the problem is here. I'm looking at it as a consultant. You do design and build. Me, I'm looking at it as a consultant mwenye. I'm coming to do your drawings and your concepts. But you're doing mpaka the execution. You get?
Even for consulting, I won't tell you the price day one.
Okay, even me.
First, I'll give you the solution. First, I'll make you feel like you're safe. Indo shida yako haya basi kuja nitatue. And then we'll talk, anything. If how's your kid? Like something to just make you warm up. By the time I'm telling you your price, ata mtu mwingine akwambia something else, you're like, no, but I feel safer with this one.
Oh, amesema shida zako azitatue.
Kuja, your money is safe with us.
Aye.
Yeah, I take my time. There's no one who's ever come at Nikonai projects. Nikonai project, how much? I'm like, no, first let's meet up, let's do coffee. Let me see if I'm even the one to do this project for you. If I'm not the one, for sure, I will recommend you to someone who is. If I'm the one, we'll do the site visit. Ata hiyo yenye watu wanarakishanga kucharge 5,000. Nini. For the first site visit, depending on the distance, we can always do it at a very reasonable price. And then tukikoko will go room by room. Like the client needs to feel like this person cares about my project. It's not just another project to her. She actually cares about my house. And that's, by the time nafika kwa do, by the time sisumbwanange now.
For context, you come to me, you're like, oh, nini brief. Sindio? I will take your brief. I prefer to have a fast virtual meeting, not in person, because not everyone is serious. Sometimes people don't know they want designers. They just feel like it's a fancy thing to have because Karara has a designer or Karara used a designer. So first things first, I put you virtual. You can send me also images. You can send me your space. We kind of just vibe and gel. That one I'll give you time of day. You get? The moment you niambia Abigail, kuja Kiambu. Abigail, tuende sijui wapi. Na kucharge. Before nitoke kwa nyumba yangu. Nione account imegonga ding. And it's not at extra exorbitant, but it's those sorts of, I realized I used to just leave it for free. And then there's a friend of mine who chanwad me. She was like, people don't take you seriously ukiwa tu open-minded. Because I realized, unaenda, mtu anakuja meeting, let's say mesema 2 o'clock. They decide to come at 4. Because they're like, anyway, we are still trying to figure it out. You get? Wacha tuende tuone designer, tuone ideas. You know, people think your first consultation is for ideas. No, the first consultation is for brief taking.
Yes.
To understand your space, to see, site inakaa aje. Labda, you're telling me it's just straight, but kuna some columns, there are some beams that are popping out. There are things that you just need to understand. Maybe kuna mali, kuna leakages. You're like, hapa, when I come in, there are things I have to redo before I start my actual work, so that when I'm charging you, I know with proper context what I'm charging you for. So by the time mi nikitoka kwa nyumba yangu, sitoki ka hujanitumia odo. Hakuna ati utanitumia baadaye. Imagine sitoki.
Kuna hiyo charges ya site visits. Sasa nasema nikishafika site. I have never gone to a site and never gotten the work. Hapo kwa brief, yes, we'll talk about hapa kuna kona, but that's the time to ask, you said you have a daughter. How old? 5. Even me, I have a daughter. So what's the inspiration between this room? So they open up more. At the end of the day, you try to build a friendly relationship. It's not just business.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, I agree with you.
But
oh,
bado
oh, I
lazima
thought
kukuwe
as
na
in
hizo boundary.
Oh, I thought as in
No,
you're not chat.
no, no, no.
I was going to be like, why Karara?
Hapana.
You're
Time is
consent.
money. Time is money. But
Haya. Do you have a formula on how you price your work? Or
yes.
you do have?
Yes.
Do you mind sharing? Am it's complicated?
I don't think it's complicated. I think the ones who will get it will get it. I know the amount of time I spend in a project. I know how clients can be indecisive and how much they change their mind. And cost overruns my office, my team is over to zote, and that's how I come up with my price. Does that help? Or do you want me to say like the figure?
No, not figure. Figure can't even work because even my size of project versus your size of project versus it's so different.
Yeah.
So even for me, it's day to day. Why I'm asking that is there are people who charge per square feet, per square meter. Me, I charge per scope, depending on your brief. Like I need to understand what problems are we solving.
Yeah.
For who is the target market? Is it for your family? Is it for rental? Is it for investment? Is it, what are we doing? So once I know everything in totality, then I come see site and I'm like, this one needs a little bit more work before we start our actual work. ABCD, now I come up with my price. But I know there are people who do like per square meter, per square feet.
That one can change all the time. Yeah. But I think it depends on what works for you. Hakuna like njia moja ya kucharge. And also clients are different. Tambo to per square meter on yon pesa mingi sana. And then you work your way around, come back at the same figure, but you tell him like I'm charging now per scope.
Yeah.
And they'll be comfortable with it. So land the client kwanza.
Yeah, because also kuna ile percentage of the project fee. Wengine watakwambia this is too much. Wengine wanakwambia it's okay. So yeah. Higher. Have you ever charged per percent of the project?
It's never worked for me.
Also me.
Wanakatanga.
Hata mimi
Wanaonanga ni pesa mingi. This client mwenye utamwambia 6% atakwambia no, that's a lot of money, but they're willing to splurge on tiles, on something different, on the contractor. I don't know what's wrong when it comes to consultants. They don't. Yeah, it's a lot of work.
No, but actually, I usually think, or we've come to discuss this thing with my hubby. Usually say, I think clients huwa wanaona kama sisi miti hivi naona si mawe, sio kiti, hiyo vitu zenu zingine ni unafanya hobby. They don't. You get. They're not counting it as I have done anything.
I have helped you solve a problem.
Yes, they're not seeing it that way. Just very, very few.
It makes sense. It makes sense. But
yeah,
you need to come up with a process where I also say another thing. I include the client in the design process. What's happening in construction? There's so many gaps. There's so many blank spaces. Clients don't understand what's happening. If you ask them, hata hawezi kuambia difference ya architect, engineer, interior, wanajua tu au wote ni watu wa mjengo. So I try to involve them in the process. Like, you know what, they need to know why we're doing it. Seti tunafanya tu, why we're doing it. So when I ask you a certain amount of money, atulizani maswali mingi sana.
Actually, I've remembered there's a client when I was employed. So at that time I was operations manager. I was not really in the design. So everything team related, projects related, chasing for payments, like everything was falling under me and my team. So client alikuwa amekataa na tusumba kulipa for a long time. So ikawa sasa, now you need to step in and go see him. Because I was not the one directly following up at physically going to the offices to collect. So, but kukiumana, I have to now pay the visit. So I went and paid his visit. And I remember we had done, it was a big project. And we've done the design document, nini, like drawings. You know, the way those documents na kubwa kama project ni mingi. And then we had reached, I think, maybe 60% of the payment. Because si tumepeana hizi documents zote. But sasa site haijanza. Do you know, he told me what? I don't understand why I'm paying you guys. Mnanilipisha makaratasi.
That's another thing.
So haoni hata what is in those papers. Yeah, as in...
he probably won't understand.
Yeah, so he's like, I'm just paying for papers. And I was really like, wow, that's how the client perceives it.
Yeah.
I
involve them.
They were involved. They even go, because for every stage we take you through, we show you this is what we're going to design. But because haijaanza kwa site, na kuna kitu imesimama, he was like, nyi mnaniuzia makaratasi. You get? And I was like, wow, that's how you're perceiving our practice and the work that we're doing, So kazi ya contractor ndio ya maana sana,
Yeah.
So it was just
Another thing with designers I noticed, we know how to speak to each other. We use the big words, the jargons, but we don't know how to speak to commoners. So that's another thing I think a lot of us can do. Ujue kuongelesha watu wa kawaida. Hizo majina kubwa kubwa, those big sentences, tujieke. Yes, you're educated. Yes, you're very intelligent. But when you're speaking to someone else, make it easy for them.
Usiseme, hey, we're looking at the aesthetics of the room. Aesthetics ni nini bwana?
Say,
Yo ni nini?
yeah, and my clients who have money, tunaongeanga even Kikuyu. Taingia
Deep in the trenches.
Yeah, my English, I'll save it for later. Yeah, you learn your clients. Clients are different, but yes, step into their world.
So basically it's like adapting. You have to also read the room. Usiende hata kama na fundi wako unangangana hapo na ma-English.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
I get it. Haya, let me move to something a bit juicy or scary. Sindio?
Yeah.
What's the biggest red flag you would say money related in design or creative careers?
The biggest.
And how do you spot it? Unasema huyu ataenda kunisumbua.
Time. A client, it doesn't matter how much money you have. If you don't have time for your own projects, misiko. Yeah. That is what I have noticed with clients. When I come back, you're a designer, just do it. Like they show you they're ready to pay. Hapo tunasumbuananga mbele. Mimi sikusema hivyo. Hapana, mbona umefanya hii? Now we have the back and forth. And back and forth means I am losing money. Yeah.
Actually, you've brought up something interesting. In December, there's a client who had reached out. Alikuwa amepewa namba yangu by referral. And he's like, oh, we have this certain property in XYZ place. I won't mention where. And ini just before tuende Christmas. Sindo? First, alikuwa amepewa namba yangu kitambo, dilidali. So, hii wiki tunafunga maofisi nini. He's like, come nini. I was like, okay, let me come see. Although, offices are being closed. Me, I'm even traveling. Sitakuwa hapa. He's like, no, come see nini. So, I go, it's a big, like, very big property, more or less Karara, imeisha, sindio? So I'm like, okay, I want to understand, umenita nifanye nini? Like, what exactly do you want me to do? Sindio? Is it furnishing? Because it's empty, imeisha, but iko empty.
It's empty.
And it has different, like, commercial spaces, very different kind of things, big thing. So we're walking, taking the walk around, and he's losing his patience on every little single thing. Not on me, like, anapita tu ako like, and look at how terrible this nini. And can you imagine they designed this? And can you imagine, in my eyes, as a designer who's picky, I'm like, mi sielewi mtu anasema nini. Like, sielewi mtu anataka nini, nalitaka nini. So at some point we talked, and I asked him, by the way, he's like, I really hate this. Like, I can't even believe this is how this place turned out. It looked, Karara, to finish level is, leo nikikupea hizi furniture zote tuweke, mnaweza anza kazi kesho. That level of finished. Not bado mawe tunapaka masimiti. No, that level of just bring a deep cleaner tuweke furniture. The thing is done. So after tumetembea, I'm just patiently just taking notes. And then I just asked him, he's like, I can't even imagine which kind of designer can design this. Which kind of designer can put this.
But you were there the whole time.
So I asked him, do you mind me asking, how did the designer do this without your approval? Do you know what he said? I was not around, so I let them run with it.
Okay.
So sasa, okay, tufanye nini sasa?
Do you want us to demolish? Do you want us to start
Like,
over?
what do we do? You understand? And then even as you're blaming that designer, it's not even when you travel. These clients who are in Imenda, you always have a representative.
Yeah,
you have someone who can make your decisions for you or send you photos and you quick yes or no. So to me, I was quite confused that you can reach that level of finished and still be shocked at the outcome. I was so confused.
Someone was ignorant.
Mi nilitoka hapo tu nikasema hapa hakuna kitu naweza kuja nifanye hapa yenye atatosheka. Do you get?
Yeah.
Because ni kama hataki kuwa involved but anataka miracles zitoke,
Yeah.
And I can only design what vision you have. The way you were saying, if I don't understand your vision, I don't know what I'm designing. Me, I'll put based on what I think. Okay, you wanted a restaurant here, I've put a restaurant, it looks okay. You wanted a showroom here, okay, I've put a showroom here. But now you're annoyed that why did Karara do this?
It's teamwork. Design is teamwork. This is not my house. It's not my office. If you let me do it myself, I'll do what I like, which is probably not what you like. Yeah. So for me, the biggest red flag is time. I have met so many clients. Wanakuanga na haraka. I'm like, it's okay, I'm so sorry, I'm swamped with work, let me refer you to someone else. Yeah.
Higher. Let me ask you, how do you follow up on late payments?
Shame is just a mentality. We agreed on a certain date. Obviously, now with this industry, hawezi enda kwa ofisi ya mtu anze kumdaisha. You have to keep it polite. Yeah.
How do you keep it polite now? You?
Me, WhatsApp messages, I'm kindly following up on this. Just let me know. And then
ambia blue ticking, unaangalia tu blue ticks.
Ayo nachana nayo.
Really?
Yeah. Because, first, and, I didn't say this. I don't work to be paid. I'm paid to work. So by the time I'm asking you for payments, it's tuendele. Mi ulinilipa tumefikisha hapo. Sasa tukiachana.
Ni sawa tu. Also, hence what you're saying, there's no need to kufuatana
unachana nayo. I think you're not ready to proceed. I'll assume you're not ready. But when you're ready, you'll come back. Me, I stopped working to be paid kitambo sana. I am paid to work. You pay first, and then we work. And I'll tell you, ukilipadi hapa nitakufikishia hapa.
Title of this episode, I am paid to work. I don't want to be paid.
Oh, yeah, so me stress za pesa.
No.
Never.
Yeah. Hey, your smartness can kupati high five hapa. Ngonga pale.
No, you can run mad. And construction is a lot of money. You can die, actually. That's the thing. You can die from stress.
What percent actually of deposit do you ask for?
50%.
Yeah. Now, wala nakwambia, no, this is not per standard. Standard is A, B, C, D.
No, it's not about standard. It's the timeline that we've agreed on. It's the work that I'm doing. And Mimi, I'll take you through the whole process. Unanilipa jia hi. Hakuna ati siri. It's all on the table. He. And I'll tell you, Mimi, I call my phone this teke designers. Tunafanya kazi mchana na usiku. Yes. Yes, sisi tuko site mchana na usiku. I don't want to start following you up juu ya pesa kidogo ati kuna lori inakuja, but sasa kuna ile I don't want to do that. So make 50%, utapata nyumba yako imefika huko. Ukitaka kukuja tukae nawe mchana na usiku, well and good. As work has to continue. Yeah.
How do you deal with, do you have a refund policy? Do you have a no refunds, or do you have a policy on refunds?
Tujaifikishana hapo. No, I don't.
Hakuna kwa contract like no refunds or in case of ABCD.
No, I don't. Should I have it? I go for bed. But yeah, I'll look into it.
Think about it. Nilikuwa na moja.
What happens to a point where you have to refund a client?
Exactly. So typically I've always had a refund policy. Then I had one who came and told me, no, but in case we've paid your deposit na proceed, for example, tuseme, and I tried to put myself in their shoe also, just to be objective. I was like, me, I usually have a no refund policy. Nikajiambia, okay, we have to frame it in a way that it makes sense. Because think about it, for example, tuseme ni tumekulipa 30% for this stage, tuseme 50, sindio? Tumesha kupea hivi pesa, alafu 3 months down the line, hauko hata site. O client anafaa afanye nini? Unaget? Ujakanyaga site, bora umeshika tu pesa hivi, haujakuja,
alafu
umepotea. You get? So I was trying to understand from his perspective, has he ever experienced something like that? Like, amelipa mtu kazi, you know?
Alafu amepotea. Okay, that's very wrong. If you're the designer, yes, to return the client's money if that's the case.
But I was like, also, when you think about it from a designer's point, having that refund policy is a problem because neza amua nifanye, and then client akwambia, but sijapenda kazi yako, so ni refund. But I've already done the drawing. I've already done the concept.
Now that happens a lot. Clients always change their mind. You can change your designs 3 times. After 3 times, now I count it as new work. So when we do the first design, tafadhali, let's meet up. We'll write down everything together. This is what you want. This is what you want. We'll do it the second time. The second time you see it, you'll be like, okay, can we add? And then now the third one, that's the final one. Now we have to proceed with work. If you want to change, now we're starting the design afresh with fresh eyes. So I've never gotten to a point where it's like, and I've gotten to a point where the client was like, refund my money, and I was like, but I already did the work. What's your problem? So zingine inafanga mali, by the you argue with clients. It's not always pretty. It's not always polite. I've had a client in Miga. He had I think I should have seen the red flags immediately. We went to site, nyumba imebomolewa. It was completed, wamefanya plaster, wameka roof. Nyumba imebomolewa, they want to do a flat roof. It's okay, fine. Please help me with the drawings because now we're going to also have to go through the structural, nione if it's stable, if it's safe, if it's zote. architect doesn't want to give the drawings, you have to go to Kiambu, you have to
measure for
yourself.
yourself.
Customer in Iwongo, but let me just go with it. So how do I have to go to for the drawing all the way to Kiambu? Why can't I just get the architect's number or the engineer's number and then we can coordinate? It makes it easy for all of us. How attack you now, you have to start the drawings from scratch. I was like, it's okay, we can do it. We'll take measurements today and then I'll need 2 days to come up with architectural. So it's just exactly what's here.
On site.
And then a few more days to come up with the structural. Let me tell you, I was leaving the site at 2 p.m. 4 p.m. alikuwa ananiuliza umefika wapi?
Ni Superman ulikuwa unachora kwa njia.
And I tried to be very patient. I was like, it's okay, sir, calm down. Yes, your project is a priority, what not. By the next day, midnight, he was calling me to tell me, refund my money. We wanted this work to be done very fast. Hey, nilimkelelesha nikamwambia kazi ifanywangu hivyo. It doesn't matter if you're in a rush, you want the job to be done and you want it to be done well. So work is not done like that. And I told them, I'm willing to work with you, but we'll have to respect each other. First, you don't call me at midnight. We need to have boundaries, and then you're not sending me paragraphs. I'm saying, we have been in this industry long enough to know how work is done. So the next day, alitulia tukamtumia drinks zake, but I was asking him, are you ready to proceed? No, akaanza kusema it's okay, sir.
Sawa.
Yeah.
Again, you're not paid to work, you're paid?
I am paid to work, I don't work to be paid.
For someone who's come into the interior design and money episode trying to understand how to make money, what I could throw off, one thing you can say.
There's so many ways to make money in interior design, and I have not even explored all of them. Interior design is so wide. Nimeona kuna wenye wanafanya furnishing. Some people are really good at it. Mimi, personally, I am focusing on renders, 3D visualization, on how you show the client what the house is going to look like before you start construction. That makes the process easier for me, even when I am starting the build process. Hatutakosana sana. There are people who are, I don't know, it's so wide. Yeah.
But if we want to tell them, hapa ndo unaweza tengeza do. But let me put a caveat, because you have to think into context who you're addressing.
Yeah.
Is it someone who has left school? So choose someone who has left school, ndo ameingia into interior design. Someone who's in the field and getting a salary, and maybe ana feel, I need to make something more on the side. Or someone amekaka kidogo, running a business. Who do you want to address?
I think if I were to address students, or the majority,
Okay.
I would advise them to start with the renders. Even clients want to play safe. Interior design is new to a lot of people. People are seeing it and they're very attracted to it, but they don't know that it's costly. So I'd tell them to start with renders. Start playing safe. At least you can make your money with that, and as you progress sasa into the build without taking as much risk, because once you step into the build side of it, it's going to bring in more money, but also there are many more risks that come with it.
Would you tell someone, would you have a figure like on average, if you're starting out, this is how you can charge for renders, or hiyo mtu apambane tu na hali yake, because the rates are different?
It depends on how detailed your renders are. Based on what I'm doing and what I'm teaching my students, I always tell them you can comfortably charge 10,000 a room. Yeah.
Room means how many shots?
It's this room will give you all the walls and a video.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sawa. So how to make money? Step 1, episode 1, you can do renders and start. You can think of 10K. If you feel that figure is too little or it's too high, we adjust as per you, but you have somewhere to start from.
You have
from someone in the industry.
You remember you'll need the softwares that are costly. You need the softwares, you need the skills. So the better your renders look, the more you can charge. If they look whack, if they
No one
look
is
basic,
paying for more. No one is paying for more.
Unataka client aone nyumba yake. Literally kabla anze kuijenga. So the better it looks, the more you can charge. Yeah, for sure.
But actually, just to encourage people, unaweza go into interior design and just do rendering. Imagine only. Yeah, you can just do rendering only. You can do furnishing only. You can do decor only. You can do just the design, construction drawings only. You can do all. Like for me personally, I don't do renders for any client. I do not do renders. Angalia, 2 designers who don't do the same thing.
Yeah.
You get, I will do your concepts. I'll do your drawings. I'll do your sourcing, I will buy the items, but moment unaniambia renders nakwambianga, I'll refer you to an external renderer. Hiyo inataka passion nyingine. Wewe, I
The
have
same,
mad respect.
I refer people who are doing furnishing.
Yeah.
I don't like doing it.
Yeah.
I find it to be so stressful. Yeah.
Yeah, and then there are people who really, really love that thing. Yeah.
There is a part of interior design that a lot of us are rushing to the big projects, the projects that are worth millions. But there's something that I've been looking into called a day design or even e-design, where you can be helping people. There's so many people who are living in apartments who don't want to invest as much. Mtu mwenye anaingia kwa apartment mpya, you can just help them buy, still furnishing, but now the basic ones. You're not talking about Ashley's where you're going to spend even $500,000 on a couch. This is a kawaida zangara, 35,000, 50,000. You can just help someone plan their 1-bedroom apartment. So there's that. People who are starting out, students, you can start with your friends who are moving into apartments, 1-bedroom apartments, 2-bedroom apartments. Bado hapo kuna kazi.
Sawa.
Yeah.
So you can do renders. So Karara, tutaanza kuzilist by the end of the series. Tutakuwa tumeweka hapa how to make money. 1, renders. 2, furnishing. Sawa.
Yeah.
And don't look necessarily for big projects if you can't do the big projects. If you can't, fanya hizi ndogo ndogo. Nini collect pesa siku moja mbili. Haba na haba hujaza kibaba.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, I want to spice things a little. Sawa. I want to give you some rapid fire questions.
This is like the most stressful part.
Yeah. Are you ready?
Yeah.
But you're stressed.
Very much.
Yeah, don't worry. Sawa. I have 15 questions. I will do 10 random ones. Sawa. And then just answer from your heart.
This part I didn't even look at it because sikukuwa najua ile ujue exam itatoka wapi.
Bas, exactly. Na sitaki watu wakikram. Sindio?
Yeah.
Yeah. 1. Do you give discounts to friends or family?
Yes, all my friends and family get a 30% discount. That's the best I'm doing.
You're good. I don't even design for friends or family.
I don't know whether to like praise my friends and no, my family is very supportive. Actually, kazi zangu 50%. My uncle has referred me.
Oh, really?
Yes. So I have a supportive family and I have amazing friends.
And you don't find like a iffy way of working with family and friends because of the expectation?
I know me, I'm very straightforward. I told you, shame is a mentality. Kama sifanyi nitakwambia sifanyi. Yeah.
Sawa, at least she does. Me friends and families wangu mtawarifa kwa Karara. Mi sifanyangi za friends and family.
No, they're friends who mtakosana. Huyo tu namwambia politely. Like, I am swamped with work. Saves me a lot. I'm swamped with work and I really want to prioritize you. So let me just give it someone else. Nikijua ni mtu tu tutakosana mbele. But pia siogopangi kukosana. That's another thing. Ukinikujia hivi na kukujia hivi. We have to respect each other. You have to respect my work as well.
Exception. My mother-in-law, those are family that I would do. Everyone else, poleni. Haya. Sasa hata nimesahau. Hii ni rapid fire ifai kuwa na explanation.
Okay.
2. What corporate park do you miss the most? Njulikuanga corporate? No.
That was a very small farm. I wouldn't call it corporate. We were only 2 designers and the owners. Is that corporate? But sikufika huko.
Skip. Okay. Next. How many months of expenses did you have before you quit? Do you remember?
I quit because I had 5 months of arrears. So nilianza na deni. Yeah. It's not even funny.
Where did your first solo client come from?
It was a client. You see, the firm I was working for, it was a client. They fucked up so bad. Alirudi kwangu. Akanitafuta tena. Can you please come and just help me? I don't like what they did. I was doing the design. And then obviously, sasa the walikuwa naitwa mabosi. They handle now the build, mafundi. So I did the design. They liked the design. So natural proceed, you focus on another. So alinitafuta baadaye akanambia kuja unisaidie. Nothing is working. Wameniachanisha mafundi. I don't know what's happening. So that has been a long-term client. Bado tuko na hadi leo. Gives me project after project after project.
That's nice.
Yeah.
What's your largest write-off amount?
Explain to me what that means.
Write-off means uko na deni yangu mpaka naachana nayo. Largest.
Nimechoka kuhesabu.
Moja ya mtu mmoja, for example, Abigail. Uko na deni yangu ya X.
Yenye nanyumanga hadi wa leo, I think it's 450,000. And that's because all clients Imagine alijua kona, let me just explain this one. He anajua kona deni yangu and then he calls me to give me another project and I'm like,
hatujamalizana.
yeah, unakumbuka ile hatujamalizana, all of a sudden missing again, amerudi hashiki masimu. I felt like sasa hii ni madharau and I really don't like that. But in terms of madeni, previously, that's why I came to the conclusion I don't work to be paid. I will never do it again. I won't.
50% take it or leave it.
Yeah.
No matter how big the project is.
At the end of the day, tutafika kwa hiyo 50. At the end tutafika hapo. Yeah.
What's your best free project payoff? Yani umefanyia mtu kazi for free na ikakupatia kitu fulani.
I think the design masters where I'm teaching students, I think I'm getting really good returns from it. And it's something I would really love to expand. Kama kuna kitu tantoa mjengo ni kufunza students kuchora. Yeah, so I am really focusing on
so
that.
For that one, you're just teaching online for free?
No, it's not online. They come to the office. We have 2 to 3 hour sessions. But the returns are really good.
But is that for free?
What do you mean? Kuna kazi ya bure?
Kunayo kazi ya bure. For example, let's say tuseme hii studio, wakuja niambie, Abigail, so nisaidie kufanya design hii studio, alafu, for example, nitakupea kazi ingine, kwa mfano. Like work that you've done for free.
I think kujenga kanisa.
Oh,
now my uncle, that uncle of mine, he's a pastor. So I designed their church, and from that church, I think I've done 3 apartments, 2 schools.
Oh.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. And for that church, I charged 20,000, I think.
Oh, wow.
But that was in 2019. Yes. I think 50% of the work I've done, members of the church.
Oh, yeah. Nice. Watu wa kanisa.
Yeah.
Aya. What do you think is your top cash flow killer? Kitu inakula pesa yako kila mwezi? Business related?
Fuel.
Yeah.
I think it will be fuel and mismanagement of funds.
Una mismanage kwa wapi? Where do you think kuna kalik?
I think I get too excited. One thing we've been sold is construction has money. So ukipata pesa kidogo, you assume you're rich. That's not the case. I've learned this the hard way. Construction has money, but you still have to be financially literate. Mimi, I think eating out. Nimekuwa na tabia mbaya, but
kuna hiyo budget ya, for example, eating out, but unaikula unakula unaona.
I get too excited, yeah. I used to get too excited, now I don't. Yeah.
What's your longest payment delay from a client?
After kufuatilia 3 times, I stopped following up.
That's like run for how long? How many months or weeks or?
Months. Maybe it's 6 months. I don't follow up.
After 6 months, unachana nayo. Oh.
Yeah, there's so much more ahead. Yeah.
This I already told you. That was number 8. What's your biggest look professional expense? I need to look professional, so unamwaga pesa hapa.
Mjengo. I think for outfits, does that make sense? You just have to look decent. I never wear makeup on site. So it's dressing well and smelling good. That's all. Mimi Aramis every day. Yeah.
So your biggest expense is now when you're not on the mjengo?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
But on the mjengo, they're saying looking good and smelling nice. Are you
maybe
still looking?
Jeans and t-shirts. I don't do more than that. Yeah.
So that's not would you say that's your biggest expense? Of
looking professional.
Looking professional. First of all, what percent would you say you're on site and what percent are you not on site? For context, ndio tujue what weight it's carrying.
I think it's 50-50 because mchana niko site. From 7 in the morning up to saa 8 niko site. And then saa 8 hadi 4 p.m. I'm in the office. So it's like it's 50-50.
Oh, but kwani ukitoka site unaenda unachange alafu unaenda kwa office?
No.
So then that can't count as your biggest expense.
I think that it will still be fuel. Moving around. I move around a lot. Yeah.
So your car, because your biggest looking professional expense ni
my car. Yeah. And that kuna time unaendanga kwa site na bike na senke mafunda wa kuheshimu. You can't ask for a certain amount of money if you don't look like you've ever touched that money. Tunaenda kwa simu, umefika na senke, your phone is cracked, alafu unaitisha sijui 10 million utapata. You won't get it. So you have to look like you've ever touched that money. If you want that big project, afadhali wewe rent ako ka escudo 2500, rent it, go and get that project. The next day client atakumbuka ulikuja na gani, sasa enda na kadudu yako. Sema yuko garage, adhani uko na gari mbili. Game is game.
Game is game. Last but not least.
Yeah.
What was your biggest expense when you first started your ID career? Wachana na structural engineering. Or when you're switching into freelance, or when you're starting to build your business.
It was the computers. My God, computers for interior designers and normal computers, they're different. These are things you learn ila sosha jitumbukiza ndani. It was getting that laptop. Normally you can get a laptop at 25,000. This one I had to invest 130,000. And before I invested, I used to beg my architect friends. I used to work usiku peke yangu in my architect's friend office, beg him, acha nikubali tu niingie, let me just secure this project. So alikuwa ananikubali nalala kwa ofisi yake, and by 6 I'm out because now other architects are coming in. Yeah, so the computer. And there's an office for people who are starting out. You don't have to spend all that money on your computer. There's an office in the CBD. It's called Outpost. You can rent out a computer for 24 hours at 1,000 shillings. So where could you jipange?
Designers' computers?
Yes. There's so many. That's what I'm using to teach guys. Rent it out at 1,000 a day, or in a month you can bargain. So you come, you can still secure your projects kama hauna hizo computer. And the 130,000 laptop is not the best. Those computers can go up to 1 million or something.
Yeah. Actually, 130 ni umeanza tu.
Umeanza
tu. And then
utarenda for 1 week.
Yes,
inapumua.
exactly. For renderers, hiyo tu at least uko na kitu ya kuanza. You get?
Yeah.
Haya. Good. Do you have anything else you want to maybe tell people before we wrap it up?
I don't think so. I think talking about money, I cannot wait to see what other people talk about. Sisi tumeguzia tu juju. But for anyone who's listening, they should start with episode 1 and learn from other people's experience. And also, if you're starting your farm, being financially literate is very important. Mismanagement of funds is so real. Yes, unaweza kukishika hizo pesa na bado kuharibu na ziharibu. So utajipatanga tu. So many fundis have money, but they're always broke. So many designers as well. You always have projects, but somehow you're almost behind on bills. If you're not financially literate, ikitu itakumaliza. Yeah.
So with that, I hope you've learned something else. What she meant with episode 1 is of the previous series.
Season, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Previous season of the previous series. It's called Classroom versus Experience. I'm going to drop it here. Yeah, please go and watch. Yeah, that series inaendelea, itafika mpaka 1,000 episodes. You get? So just go and learn, watch the designers from that series, then come and watch their episode on interior design and money, so that you can connect and have like, oh, okay, I know Karara a little bit, I know Abigail a little bit, you know.
Yeah.
Sawa. And with that, thank you so much. Please let us know what you want us to ask our guests. You know, what you've learned, what is shocking about this episode, Cindy.
Yeah.
And until next time, toodles, see you, and thank you so much. Subscribe, like, and share.